Are you struggling with making perfect contact to create that awesome slice serve like Roger Federer? Federer has used this perfect slice to win a ton of points and matches over his career. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to hit that slice like Federer and why you want to use targets to get those pro results. Hi, I'm Styrling Strother, and this is The Art of Winning. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel and click the alert notification. Okay, to continue our serve series here at The Art of Winning, today we are going to talk about the slice serve. Now, I know you can go on YouTube and you can find a ton of videos on how to hit the slice. This hopefully will be a little bit different, maybe give you a few different ideas that you haven't seen already. So we're going to work with, I'm working with my 14-year-old son here, Pierce. Pierce knows how to hit a slice serve, but we're going to work him where he can try to hit it a little bit better. Now, the idea behind the slice serve is to create side spin on the ball so that when the ball lands, it's going to jump to the left if you're a right-handed player. So if I'm hitting the slice here, it's going to land and jump to my left. If you're a left-handed player and you're slicing it, the ball is going to land and jump to the right. It's the opposite of the kick serve. Okay, so Pierce, let's talk about the grip first. So you want to first have a Continental grip, okay? So the Continental grip is where the index knuckle, underneath the index knuckle and the base of the palm is on 2, the bevel number 2. 1 is on top, 2 is right next to that. So you definitely want to have this strong Continental grip where you can be able to control the outside edge of the racket here. That's going to be key. Now, one of the things that I've experimented with and learned that is actually really good teaching tip to help even young kids learn how to hit the slice all the way up to adults is when you take this ball, Pierce, okay, and let's just say you're going to bounce it to the ground and you're going to bounce it back up to yourself, okay? Instead of bouncing the ball flat like this, so with the Continental grip, you're going to feel how you're going to have to pronate really big to hit the ball flat like that. So what I want you to do is, because the Continental grip gets you in that natural position where you're on the edge, when you hit this ball down, you're actually going to lead with the edge of the racket. Okay, I like to also refer to this grip as a hammer grip. So picture you have a hammer in your hand and you're going to hammer a nail. Okay, this would be, I'm going to hammer a nail to the ground. I'm going to brush the outside of the, or the inside of the ball rather. Okay, I'm going to brush the inside of the ball and I'm going to brush past the ball and I'm just going to bounce the ball up to myself like that. And you can see, if you can, I mean, you might be able to see it a little bit, but you can, when you do this, you'll notice that you're brushing the ball. You're not hitting it flat and compressing the ball. Okay, so Pierce, I want you to do that a few times. Just bounce it to yourself right here on the edge, keeping your racket on the edge. Get a little bit more of the ball. Hit a little bit more of the ball. There you go. Now, here's the one thing that I notice. When I do this with younger kids, they'll go here and then they open up the hand like that. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to think about the edge. When you hit this ball, go ahead and continue the edge all the way down to the ground and then back up into this position and just hold it there. Right, there you go. Keep that angle in your wrist. Okay, hit a little bit more of the ball. All right. So once you do this, and you're going to feel this sensation of the edge of the racket passing by the ball. Okay, and this is a big deal when you start to think about hitting across the ball, okay, and creating side spin on the ball. Okay, so Pierce, here's what I want you to think about. All right, you have your grip and you're hitting past the ball. Now, do it one more time. There. Okay, so the second step is I want you to think about what you just did. You went past the ball, right? So I want you to invert it and turn everything upside down. And this time, when the ball is above your head, now you're going to hit up across the ball and keep going up, okay, past the ball. just like you kept going down past the ball, you're going to go up past the ball. Okay, now let's talk about where he's actually hitting the ball. If you're looking at the ball like this and the ball's on your right side of your body like this, Pierce, this would be the inside of the ball and this would be the outside of the ball. Okay, and if we looked at it, if we talked about a clock, 12 o'clock is on top, 6 o'clock is on the bottom. So if we go over here, we got 11, 10, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7, 6. We're going to talk about hitting a little bit more 8 o'clock on the inside of the ball and making the racket, okay, 8 o'clock, and we're brushing up to 2 o'clock on the ball. So 8 o'clock up to 2 o'clock, almost like a 45-degree angle up the ball. Okay, so instead you just don't want to hit straight across the ball like that, because then the ball is not going to have enough air underneath it. You've always got to hit up on the ball to some degree. Okay, and this is going to create that nice side spin. Okay, now we have a couple of targets. You always want to practice with targets, and the reason why is that the target will give you feedback as to where the ball actually bounced in the court. Not only that, you actually have something to aim for. I always talk about aim with your brain instead of aiming with your hand, because your brain controls how your hand moves. So aim with your brain. Let's try to go somewhere around between the yellow and red target. Let's see if you can kind of make the ball curve back inside those targets. Okay, you ready? Let's try it. Oh, that was going there. That was definitely there. Okay, so that was the right direction. It was spinning to the side. Okay, didn't have quite enough height. So what could you do? Think about the clock. What could you do to create more height? Hit more 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock or 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock? More 45-degree angle. Right, because if we drew an X on this ball, we'd go up that side of the X. Okay, here we go. There it is right there. So now, how does that picture in your mind? Because a lot of times we want to talk to ourselves and talk to our players as coaches. Use your imagination. Visualize how you're hitting the ball. Are you visualizing how the racket is going to pass through this ball? You are? Okay, great. So that's a big key component, is visualize how you're actually going to create this spin, and then you'll be able to create this spin, because as you think, so it happens, right? So if you're thinking deliberately about how to create spin, you're going to more likely create that spin. Here we go. So let's do it one more time. There you go. Great, great slice. Okay, great. Now, the other thing that you can think about, another tip that you can visualize how you're leading with the edge. I'm going to turn on the side. As you're leading with the edge to the ball, is think about hammering behind the ball. Okay, so if the ball is here, okay, I'm going to, instead of going through the ball, okay, and compressing the ball, I'm going to hammer behind the ball. I'm going to do it like this. So the ball would be here. I'm going to hammer behind the ball, and then my strings are basically going to come back into the ball. All right. Another thing is, as you do this, you're going to feel that hammering sensation behind the ball, like that. Okay. If you can do this, you can certainly do that. You can hit that slice. You can go up and across and behind the ball. Okay, let's do one more, Pierce. So visualize that hammering motion behind the ball. Okay, I like it. I like it. Now, when you think about where the position of the toss, we've talked about this in other videos, the most optimal place to contact the ball would be inside your shoulder, right over your ear, right where the clavicle bone is, right? So if you can hit a slice where the ball toss is there, it's going to feel like you're disguising the type of serve you're hitting. Now, you could move the ball slightly to the outside of the shoulder. I wouldn't go too far, because if you go too far out here, you're going to have to reach, okay, and then you're going to tend to kind of scoop or go around the ball. You want to make sure you're passing the racket up and across the ball, right? So you don't want it too far away or too far outside your shoulder. On the outside of the shoulder, that would be fine. If you can get it into the clavicle bone, you're going to increase power, okay? Because that is key when you're hitting any type of serve. You want some sort of power. Okay, nice. And then you can disguise it a little bit. Now, let's walk up to the net. Come on and walk up to the net with me. Okay, so I want to show you exactly where I place the cones. I place the red cone deep and in the corner, and I place the yellow cone about 6-7 feet up inside the service box. Now, it's really awesome if you can hit the shorter cone, the yellow cone, which is going to cause the ball to jump wider into the fence. That's going to cause the return player to have to come forward and outside, which leaves the court open behind them. Now, if they step back far enough and you hit it deep, then they're going to be able to get to the outside, but it's not going to be as an extreme angle. So if you can work on both of these slice serves to the outside, you can start to experiment how far you can pull a player off the court. All right. Another effective way to use the slice is also hit the cage slice, which is more down the middle, so that the slice will curve into the player's body, and they might try to step here because they think it's a backhand, but it spins into them and you jam them on the backhand. On the ad court, we would hit the slice on the inside and make it go away from the forehand, or again, we could hit the slice more to maybe to the outside or even the cage and make it slice back into the body. So let's do it again. Okay, so we're back on the baseline. Pierce, this time I want you to see if you can hit it more to the yellow cone. Now, you're going to have to take a little bit of pace off the ball, because if you hit this too hard, Pierce, you're probably going to carry it into the alley. Okay. Now, the other thing is too, because you're hitting more of an extreme angle, Pierce, you could take a step a little bit further closer to the singles line, right? Now, yes, your opponent may pick up that you've moved over, but if you hit a good enough angle, it's not going to matter, okay? Yes, they're going to have to hit an incredible shot to hit that shot down the line, but that's the lowest percentage shot they can hit. Most likely they're going to give you a backhand here just beside you, or they may even bring it back into your forehand. So we moved over a little bit because we want to create a little bit more angle, okay? And then hit that yellow cone. Ooh, that was it. That was it. Try that again. Hit up on the ball, buddy. Ooh, that was just a nasty slice. That ball actually landed about a foot inside the yellow. Okay, this is a serve that Roger Federer just did so much damage against players, is he hits this short slice, okay? So when you think about the service box, just don't think about width. Think about the depth of the service box. And if you can hit this ball short and to the outside, do you see where that ball bounced, Pierce? The second bounce almost hit the fence. So that's going to put your return player in a very awkward position. The return player is going to have to either take a big risk and try to hit it down the line, which if they do that and you get to it, the court's wide open. Or even if they bring it back to you, this court is still open. So this is the type of serve on deuce that you open the rest of the court up. Pierce, let's have you hit to the inside run on the ad court. Okay, so to the red cone. All right. Now, again, think about where you're going to stand here. If you stand too far over and try to hit this inside serve, you're kind of giving up this A corner of the court, the deuce corner of the court. So I wouldn't be too far over, and I wouldn't be too close to the center line. Okay, so maybe just a step away. So go here, a big step away, and about right in there. So now hit the inside run serve. Nice. That curved nicely back to the left. Did you see that? Now, what's that going to cause the return player to have to do when they go to the forehand if they're righties?
Reach.
Yeah, they're going to have to reach, right? The other thing about the slice serve is if you hit some true side spin on this ball, when the ball bounces, it's going to sit kind of low. It's not going to kick up like a kick serve. And that's critical, because if you can do that to a player, they're returning from a lower position. They've got to lift the ball more. That's going to give you more time to get in position for the S1. Okay, here you go. All right, ready? Try one more. Keep it low. Ooh, I like that slice. That was pretty good right there. Good, good. Now, here's the critical thing. When you're practicing, you definitely want to miss. If you miss this serve, you want to miss to the left of the target, right? Because then you're pushing yourself to hit that corner. If you miss like the last one, actually you made that serve, but it was more into the cage, okay, middle. So we're going to go for that inside run. So this one should be dialed in. Since you missed left and then you missed right, you should be right on the target on this one. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was it. That was it, right? Make sure you see the spin there. There it is right there. Nice. You can experiment with this too. Like if you lower your toss, watch out, Pierce. If you lower your toss, it's going to stay lower. Okay, you can lower your toss, you can play with the toss, you can kind of junk it up if you want to. But the thing about it is, when you're hitting a slice, it's more about the creativity that's involved and not the raw power behind it. Now, this one, I want you to try to hit into that yellow cone. This would be the cage slice, where you try to get the ball to slice back in. Now, I still want you to stay about a step away from the center mark. I don't want you to be too far away. And then just try to curl it back into the body of, picture a body over there. Almost. You gotta, don't let yourself fall away. Hit up and across. Ooh, that would have been really tough, because the returns player here, it may jam them in like that, or even just go away. So, Pierce, how much is this really visualization for you? How much visualization are you using to create this spin serve?
A lot.
A lot, right? I mean, you're not just getting up here and just mechanically hitting the ball from 8 to 2 o'clock. You're visualizing how it feels, how you see the racket hit the ball. Okay. Again, this is the most powerful part about hitting any shot, is use your eyes of imagination, how you're going to shape the ball. Okay, thanks for watching this video. If you like videos like this that we're doing, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and it'll let you know when our next video is coming up. Again, leave a comment, question. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.